Hello everybody, my name is Amanda Zito, also known as Blind Thistle on Instagram. Today we're going to go through my 2013, 14, and 15 sketchbook. It takes me a little bit to fill up a sketchbook. I was actually in college when I started this sketchbook. You can see on the left hand side that was a ink drawing for a piece that I did for school. On the right you can see I'd Rather Be Hunting, little callback. I actually grew up in Montana. Here we have some layout sketches on the left for a tiny house I was dreaming about, and some portrait sketches on the right. Logo sketches, and what you can see on the right is the first appearance of Charlie, one of my original characters for my thesis. And some hand sketches, some warm-ups, and a little self-portrait there on the left, and more sketches of Charlie on the right. I did my thesis in 2014, so the sketchbook was leading up to that. Some thumbnails on the left, a little Live to Ride sketch on the right. I have always loved this little drawing of an angel that I did in the sketchbook. Some figure drawings. I wasn't feeling the left pose so much, so I kind of doodled this little owl lady on the right. A tiny demon study lady that I did for my printmaking class. A skull study, because you can never have enough skulls. Another little attempt to draw Charlie. Did not go so well. I don't like that sketch. Some notes from class on the left, and some portraits of people who I went to school with from class. On the left, you can see the beginning of my thumbnail process for Good Time Charlie, which was my thesis project, my senior year of college. And every year during school, I made Valentines for everybody, and you can see the first one on the right, which says, "Are you a Sharpie because you're so fine?" I continued the pun game with the photographer and the printmaking thing. And of course, let's merge our layers, which is a Photoshop reference. And this was also the same year that I started my tattoo apprenticeship, and the first tattoo that I got to do on skin was on myself. So I was doing studies of fishing hooks a lot in this sketchbook because that was the first tattoo that I put on myself. A little sketch of Lazarus, my motorcycle's name, for some metal plating that ended up getting cut out so I could have badge on the side of my tank. Little study for an assignment. More notes from class on the left, and a little mermaid sketch and some tattoo ideas. I actually have that bear tattooed on my neck. Some demon ladies, because I was really obsessed with the way that their hands looked. I didn't really get the left one quite where I wanted it, but I really loved the way that the right one came out. Some mermaids, a little figure sketch there. Some golden stitches that I did as a commission that I ended up tattooing. And more fishing hooks. Some roses, another commission on the left, and then some studies on the right. And this giant pile of vellum is some studies for another commission for a tattoo that I did. I was too scared to draw it all in one piece, so I drew them all on separate pieces of vellum and taped them together. And you can see on the right there, that was the result of all those studies. A nice little raven that I did, trying to make Tattoo Flash, or figure out what my style was going to be for Tattoo Flash. And this nice little owl drawing that I did at a restaurant. I just really liked the way that it came out. Some more Tattoo Flash. I actually ended up tattooing that owl on somebody's back. It took me 5 hours, but it was so satisfying. Some more Tattoo Flash, kind of getting closer to where I would end up, particularly on the right. Some tank, working out what I wanted to put on a gas tank. and a figure study on the right based off of a Greek sculpture. Another commission, this one, a really nice mermaid. I ended up having to edit it a lot for the client, but I really liked the way that I drew it initially. Some more sketches. I wasn't having a great time doing those ones. And some portrait sketches. Some thumbnails and signage for a sale that we had at the shop. And of course pinups, because how can you live without pinups? Some studies for a tattoo that I did on my friend. I just really loved the way that that deer came out. I think I ended up drawing it like 3 times. The sketches that I did for the tattoo I did on her mom. More tattoo sketches. I did that one on one of my friends that went to school with me, actually. And that giant Ganesh is actually the first tattoo that I did on somebody else. Some more flash, some doodles, because I was bored. The pencil sketch of a tattoo I ended up doing. More interior sketches, daydreaming of my tiny home, and a horse study. I ended up drawing a lot on scrap sheets of paper at the tattoo shop, and I just kind of started taping them into my sketchbook. More tattoo flash. Oh, I really loved drawing this. I really loved the idea of trying to make the crystal in the cat's mouth look like amber, like the bee was trapped. More drawings I had done on scrap sheets of paper that got taped into my sketchbook. And a drawing that I did on the computer that I then printed out because I liked it so much, so that it could live in my sketchbook. And I vividly remember forcing myself to draw these because I was having a terrible art block. I didn't feel like I could draw anything. So another sketch that I just really liked and printed and taped into my sketchbook so that I could feel like I could get over my art block. More commission work. She didn't end up using it, but it was initially designed for a shirt for a nail salon. Another tattoo flash. Oh my god, I love this dream catcher so much. I spent the summers while I was in school working at the tattoo shop, and these girls would keep coming in and asking for dream catchers, and eventually I just kind of gave up and I drew this redneck AF sketch of this dream catcher. And the next couple times that girls came in and asked for dream catchers, I was like, here, do you want this? And they kind of decided that they did not want a dream catcher. Oh, this was like a tribal challenge design. I took a initial tribal design and turned it into something else. Some morbid hand tattoos. It was super fun. I was playing around with the idea of an underbust tattoo where the mason jar would be in between the breasts and the wheat would come out under. Still really love that idea. A hummingbird that I ended up tattooing. On the left, a fish that I ended up drawing for somebody else. Thumbnail and trying to figure out the poster for the Friday the 13th at the shop. And some more tattoo ideas. Are you seeing a theme? There's a lot of tattoos in this sketchbook. Some more Valentine's Day drawings. Because you've got a piece of my heart. Oh, the puns are so painful. Some rose designs that I drew like with the intention of tattooing them on my knees. That never quite happened, but I still really wanted it to happen. I especially love the first rose, the way that it came out. Some peonies that I actually ended up tattooing on a girl that I went to high school with. Hi, Ruby. I love you. I hope your tattoo is doing really well. Some tattoo flash for Friday the 13th. Oh god, and this goat. I ended up agreeing to draw these people's logo, which is like this zombie goat. I think there's more sketches of it further in the sketchbook. Terrible idea. There's a reason I don't do logos now. More flash for Friday the 13th. Oh, and my take on the Zelda design with the triangles and the eagle wings. Some flying foxes. Oh, I really love those designs. Nobody did end up getting those tattooed, but I love them so much. Some pinups when I really wasn't feeling like drawing. I really enjoyed the little landscape sketch down in the bottom left. That was kind of the beginning of me getting more into drawing landscapes. Oh, there they are. Those were the sketches for their logo. A little portrait from Instagram up on the left. A sketch for a wedding commission on the right. Some sketches from life of my friend Mike. More doodles of peonies. You can tell that I really liked those flowers. Some fan art from Strange Magic because I'm a sucker and I really love that movie. I know so many people really hate it. A bunch of notes. The back of my sketchbooks kind of end up being just note stuff, and another layout for a house, and my thesis. This is Good Time Charlie. It was essentially the final project for my 4 years at Pacific Northwest College of Art. It's kind of set in the Old West, and Charlie is actually a Chinese American woman. And yeah, I'll link down below where you can read the whole comic if you want. No pressure. It is not fantastic. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little sketchbook tour. Have a good day.